Welcome to CFan Sports, a channel that's dedicated to the nation of Seattle sports fans. My name is Dave. This is Kevin. You are now in Seattle Sports CFan page. Kevin, we're here on a special night. The schedule just got released yesterday. We've got some exciting stuff happening with the Mariners today, but we'll cover that next week. A little bit of Kelnick, a little bit of Logan Gilbert.
I know. I'm pretty excited.
Kelnick's leading off, and I think we may have discussed a little bit of that just a couple days ago. So if you haven't heard that, go back to Mariners Weekly. There we go. Episode 2. Also, you guys, if you can do us a huge favor, make sure that you mash those subscribe buttons and then turn on your notifications. Leave us some comments down in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. Know you're out there so that we can answer the questions that are burning in your mind. First thing that's burning in my mind, Kevin, is what you think of our schedule. Give me kind of an overall thought of what you thought when you looked at the schedule.
I thought it was really good. It shocked me. I forgot that we were going to do 17 games, and I'm like, why week 18? What is that? So
I know. Yeah,
I kind of like having 3 preseason games and 17 regular season games. I really like it. I don't think it matters who we play. Let's play them all.
Okay. So bring it on is what Kevin says.
Bring them on.
My thoughts is I'm glad that we've got only two 10 a.m. starts. I'm excited about having 5 primetime games. Prime time. And then we have a lot of 1 o'clock games.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. So let's just jump right in. Let's start there on September 12th when it's my Christmas Eve.
Well, we're not going to talk about the preseason?
It's the NFC West, though.
Okay, you're right. Nobody cares.
Not really.
We're playing the Raiders.
Excuse me, AFC West. NFC West, they say, is the toughest division in all of football, but
that's true.
What do I know, right?
Yeah.
So let's move past the AFC West in the preseason and seeing Russell for 10 snaps and everybody, that's kind of what I think we're going to get in the preseason this year.
Yep.
Let's move to September 12th. We're going to get on the airplane. We're going to fly to Indianapolis, and we're going to play the Colts. Kevin, 10 a.m. This is the one of 2 10 a.m. starts. Carson Wentz going into a brand new system. So here's something you may not know, Kevin, is the last 5 times that we have faced Carson Wentz, we win. We're undefeated against Carson Wentz. He has not beat the Seattle Seahawks.
Let's keep it that way.
Let's keep it that way. Now, I know for a fact that he's going to a new team. They say the Colts are loaded, but this is their first game, new quarterback, new system for him. We're not new system. I guess Frank Reich was his old coordinator when he was winning games in Philadelphia, but still new team, new moving parts. I think that we should be able to pull that one out. Kevin, any thoughts on Indianapolis?
No, I think that one we should be able to pull out as well. I think they're going to be a better team.
Oh, they're an amazing team.
Yeah. I think our entire schedule is not easy. From 1 to 17, it's a pretty tough schedule.
They say it's the 11th toughest in the NFL right now.
I can believe that.
Yeah. So all right, let's move to week 2. We're gonna come home for some home cooking. Home cooking. And what's on the menu? A little Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Yep, he's gonna bring him and his Titans to the field over there in Lumen. And hopefully, at that point, we're going to see a little something about what we are as a defense. Because I think that offense is exactly the offense that gave us problems last year. Run-heavy offense. I feel that is going to test our defense right off the bat. I do like the fact that we're going to get them when our boys are fresh.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to go in and I think that, again, I feel good about this game as well.
And it all starts up front with Puna and whoever.
Brian Monet.
Yeah, whoever else is going to be playing with them.
Absolutely.
And then Bobby Wagner. If those guys can stop the run, we should be able to win that game.
I feel good. Yep. Then we're going to get back on that airplane. We're going to head across over to Minnesota.
Yep.
We're going to take on the Vikings. The Vikings always seem to play us tough, dude. Doesn't matter what their record is. I thought they were going to come back and beat us last year. Cousins always seems to play well against Seattle.
Yes.
We're in Minnesota. I'm a little bit leery. This one, if somebody had to hold a gun to my head, I would probably take Minnesota to win this game. I think this might be our first loss of the season. But again, we'll see exactly what they're going to be bringing to the table. Then we're going to head to Levi Stadium to take on the San Francisco 49ers.
Ooh.
Yeah, boo is how I feel about the 49ers. There might be no Richard there this year, but they still come filled to the brim with talent. Across the defensive line. Yeah, even their linebackers with Fred Ward and we're gonna see how Garoppolo is going to react to having Trey Lance waiting in the wings. I think that pressure might just get to him. There's a reason they're moving on. There's a reason that they're not sticking with Garoppolo. And if everybody thinks that he's just going to be like, oh yeah, this is great, I just don't see it happening. However, we're in Heinz Field at this point. I do see us maybe dropping 2 in a row. Kevin, your thoughts?
I think they got a quarterback issue.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is going to be their defense. I mean, it's one of the best defenses in the league, and you can say that about pretty much every team in our division. I do think, though, there's going to be some issues with leadership on the offensive side. We are playing them, week 4?
Yeah.
Maybe they got it figured out by then. If he plays poorly, Garoppolo plays poorly for the first 3 games, there's going to be a lot of rumbling. It could be an interesting game. It's a toss-up. I'm not saying, whether we win or lose, it's a toss-up.
There we go. Then we go into October 7th. Kevin asked me, he goes, what game are you the most excited about in this season? And I said, week 5 against the Rams, Thursday Night Football at home. I honestly think, and Kevin agreed with me 100%. He said, this is the game I'm marking on my calendar. I've circled it. I've starred it. I've done all kinds of things. The Rams are coming to town, Thursday Night Football. All eyes are going to be on the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Excited.
Well, there's so many things. I mean, Shane Waldron's coming, that's his first chance to play against his old team. You got Matthew Stafford coming in for the first time with the Rams, with a better team than he's had with Detroit. So there's a lot of interesting things with this game. And I think we're going to know where we stand after the end of this game.
I do too. I mean, are we a franchise on the rise, or, are we going to be mired in mediocrity? And I believe that this game right here is going to be the tail of the tape. I mean, we're going to toe with a team that basically owned us last year, with the exception of the game that we won in Seattle. But I went back and I watched the game, and I still didn't feel good about the win.
No, I will say one name that to watch out in the game is Jared Everett.
Yeah,
and the reason why is because he pretty much got cut. I mean,
this might be a revenge game.
It might be a revenge game. So I think it's going to be a fun game. Like I said, I think the whole season, every game is going to be a fun, quality game. And there's a little bit of aspects to every game, but this is the one I circled.
Okay, Kevin. Then we're going to be coming back for some Sunday night football.
Yep.
Okay. And we're going to be traveling to Pittsburgh, to the Steelers, to just
the highway Steelers.
The highway. That we're going to steal a Super Bowl win from you because of bad officiating, Steelers. Not that I'm sore or have anything against that awful, wretched franchise, but then we play the Steelers. I have a feeling this is going to be Ben Roethlisberger's last year. I think he is. You talked about Albert Pujols, slowing down on the bat speed. I think that Roethlisberger has slowed down, but he is there still. Even as slow as he is, he's still their best option at quarterback there. They're loaded at wide receiver. I mean, they got They got wide receivers on top of wide receivers there, and their defense is great as well. You know, it's gonna be a great game. I love playing in prime time, and this is a game that I think that the Seattle fans are going to be more excited than the Seattle players because nobody was around for that game as far as a player. But we sure think about it because,
lifelong Seahawks fans.
Close to the heart.
Yes.
Absolutely. So then on October 25th, the third primetime game, 3 in a row.
3 in a row.
3 in a row. I mean, there's more prime time than you can shake a stick at. We're going to bring the Saints, who used to be mighty, who I think are going to be brought back to earth this year. No Drew Brees. They had to cut several players just to get under the cap. You can't lose that much depth in a team and expect them to rebound and be a contender, and especially to go on the road and play in Seattle in a hostile environment and be able to come out of there with a win. Alvin Kamara torched us the last time we played them. I think they're going to focus on him. Let Thomas have has 10, 15 catches and just stop Kamara. Any thoughts from you, Kev?
It's going to be bittersweet because I'm a big Drew Brees fan. I mean, a class act all the way, in my opinion. You know, people get old, they retire. So it's going to be.
That is the rumor. That is absolutely the rumor. People get old and retire.
Yeah, I'm hoping someday I can retire, but I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be. It won't be competitive like all the other games have been, in my opinion. It'll be kind of bittersweet game without Drew Brees there.
Right. I think Winston's going to be better than what people think he is. So,
I agree.
My personal opinion. Okay, so then, Kevin, we're going to don our masks.
Yep.
Put out the pumpkin on the front porch.
Yes, we are.
Put some candy in my hand because Lord knows that I need those calories. And we're going to bring the Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence into Seattle. Minshew Mania might be running wild at that point because who knows what's going to happen to that poor boy down there the first few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we might have some Minshew Mania. We might have Trevor Lawrence. We're going to welcome back Shaquille Griffin.
Yes.
And so at that point, I think that this is a good way to go into the bye, is to have a team like the Jacksonville Jaguars come into town. Thoughts, Kevin?
Yeah, it's one of those ones I circled on my calendar as well. And the reason why is, like you said, I mean, so many things. I mean, see Trevor Lawrence, Urban Myers.
Don't say it, Kevin. I beg of thee.
I know we had to.
I beg of thee not to bring up thy name of
Tim Tebow. I mean, the controversy of everything going on right now. It'll be interesting to see who's on the team, who's starting.
Right.
And there's no guarantee Trevor Lawrence, even though he's number one pick, if he's even going to start.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
No.
I think they're going to start him from day one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if this is a hard knocks team.
Yeah.
Too many storylines for that down there.
Yeah.
And, Urban Meyer doesn't have the juice to say, no, I don't want it.
Right.
He does, but not Urban Meyer. So then we have a bye, Kevin. Everybody gets rested up. It's right dead basically in the middle of the season, which is a good thing. All right. So, Kevin, November 14th, right after the bye week, we're going to head to the frozen tundra. We're going to head to Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, no Aaron Rodgers. What's your thoughts on that?
I think no Aaron Rodgers.
You think no Aaron Rodgers? You're leaning towards no Aaron Rodgers. You think that we're going to be the Jordan Love era by then?
I think so. Aaron Rodgers doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
And if he holds out, I think it's only going to make things worse. And
he's already got a side gig, Kev.
What's that?
He's got an Uber Eats job, except it's for Jeopardy. He's got a side gig.
Yeah, he's got a side gig.
Side hustle. Yeah. Or I read today that they picked up Blake Bortles.
Well, there you go.
So they got themselves a little Blake Bortles. You got themselves a little Jordan Love. Even though I've read that Jordan Love is not anywhere near where he needs to be at this time in his development.
Well, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, why would you need to be anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're basically holding the clipboard all year long. I mean, kind of like Russell's backup. I mean, so
yeah.
I mean, I could be his backup in Green Bay.
You leave Gino alone. Okay. All right. November 21st. We got to bring in the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
The Cardinals. The little fella himself, a little scat back down there with the with a thunder arm and bringing the Cardinals in. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm interested to see how J.J. Watt's going to fit in with the rest of the crew.
I don't see him playing a full 16. I don't see him playing 10. I honestly think he's seen his better days of football.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not really that particular. And for them to give up as much money as they gave up to have him on their line, oof.
I agree with you. I think he's past his prime, and he's hurt every year. So
Right.
Is he going to make it a full year? No. And 17 games it's even longer. I mean, so I think you're right. I think he's going to be injured sometime during the year. I just don't know when, but I think it'll be interesting to watch the first half of the season to see how they do.
All right, Kevin, the next one we're going to choose November 29th, Monday Night Football. Okay.
Yep.
And we're going to have the Washington football team. We're going to bring in that defensive line from HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah.
That thing is scary all the way down the line, except I don't think they're going to have Kerrigan this year, which takes a little bit of pressure, but boy, those boys are nasty. And when I was watching the game last year, I'm like, I believe that guy was supposed to go to Seattle. I believe that guy was supposed to go to, when we were looking for defensive linemen. That Sweat was one for sure. I know. But anyway, Monday Night Football in the nation's capital under the bright lights. Thoughts on this one, Kevin?
It's a defensive battle all the way. Can Seattle's defense hold up? Can Seattle's offense adapt, like we talked about in our last video? Can they give what the team's given them? I don't think they're going to be able to run very much on them. They didn't last time. I think it'll be an interesting game. I really do.
I don't think that Washington football team's going to have enough horses to run with us.
No, I don't either.
Anyway, that's a Monday Night Football game. Coming back again for another Sunday Night Football game. We got them 49ers. Got them again.
49ers.
Bringing the 49ers to town. And this is another game I have circled. Okay. I think that we're in the late season push. Do we have what it takes now to propel us into something more than just a wild card round? Okay. I think this might even be the game for the division. Kevin, your thoughts?
Well, anytime we play any one of our teams in our division, it's going to be a tough battle. I mean, it's been that way forever. Last year was a little bit different with the first game with San Francisco. They had so many injuries. They're an amazing team.
All right, Kevin. Then our last 10 a.m. start, we're going to go deep in the heart of Texas. Houston. And take on those Texans. Dan, I tell you what, you want to talk about a franchise in disarray? That right there is...
That is it.
That's ugly. UGLY, they ain't got no alibi. They're ugly down there.
No.
Houston, who knows whether it's going to be Deshaun Watson, who knows whether they're going to trade him. I just know one thing, it discouraged my lifelong dream of becoming a massage therapist. Decided, no, none of that, and decided to get completely out of massage therapy as soon as I read any of those stories. So, yeah, Texans, you have anything on the Texans?
I'm putting a check mark on the win column there.
Put a check mark. You find that might be our next bye week. I don't know. And then we're going to find the bright lights of the big city and head to LA.
The big city.
December 19th. The Los Angeles Rams are going to go to their new home. And hopefully we're going to wreck some furniture and get a little buck wild up in there.
Yeah.
Hopefully at that point, Aaron Donald will be tired. God, I hope so. Something. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, the Rams, that's another tough game. We'll have to see. That might be for the division there. Kevin, thoughts?
Yeah, obviously I think it's probably for the division. It'll be nice to see the new stadium. Family members actually worked on the stadium.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be kind of fun. However, it's going to be a great game. I love watching Cooper Kupp. I know I'm a Seattle fan, but watching Cooper Kupp is always exciting. I like to see him get hit. I don't mind if he catches it as long as he takes a shot. So
he so reminds me of little Steve Largent. There's a little Steve Largent in there. I every time I see him, yeah. I hope one day he decides that he's going to come to Seattle. I can dream.
Yeah, it's a dream of mine because I think it's one of those. It is going to be a great game, and I think it's a toss up. One way or the other, we'll find out who wins.
All right, Kevin. Next, we're going to head to. Hopefully, we're going to have heads are going to be cleared. We're going to be in an eggnog fog, maybe day after Christmas, December 26th. Santa had come down the chimney, and in his wake, he left me a present of the Bears.
The Bears
in Seattle. Hopefully, little Justin Fields, that we're able to take advantage of that draft pick, and but by this time he's going to hopefully have a little bit more of the offenses down, or it could be Nick himself in there. Nick Foles could be making a difference.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where we're going to be at that point of the season, but we'll see where they're at. They're supposed to be good. They're supposed to be darn good this year. I'm really excited. I've got that one circled a little bit.
I think that their defense isn't near as good as it was or should have been.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see. I think if Russell's on his game, we can pick him apart. We should be able to win that game. Okay. I think it doesn't matter who their quarterback is going to be. Do they have the weapons around them to make it worthwhile? I think it's a win.
Fair enough. Fair enough, Kevin. And then we're going to bring in the Mighty Lions.
The Mighty
Lions, the day after New Year's. Again, a little bit of a hangover possibly going on in my head at that point. But bringing in the Lions, bringing in Jared Goff. This time I'm right. I know it's Jared Goff.
It is.
Hopefully at that point we'll be just wrapping things up and getting ready to head to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Detroit coming to town?
Yeah, I'd like to see number 33 go wild again and have fun with Jared. Use him as a battering ram or something. I don't care, but
I'd like to see. To be honest with you, Kevin, I hope that we're out of the need for him to play in that game. Is what I would like to see. I'd like to see Adams to be on the bench because we don't need this last two games.
Yeah, well, hopefully you're right. But I think if you ask Adams, he wants to be in the game.
I think he would too. But yeah. I mean, it's Detroit. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
he surprised a lot of teams as a new coach that wants to do some knee biting.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen? And we got January 9th, final game of the season against the Cardinals in Arizona. Not been a very good place for us to go.
No.
I'm hoping that this is not a game that we direly need, but we'll see how the schedule shakes out. All in all, Kevin, I think Seattle's still going to be a double-digit win team next season. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm thinking 11, 12 wins, actually. I think that there's going to be some really good games.
I'm excited.
I believe that if we fixed our problems from last year with the new offensive coordinator, Russell and Pete, all on the same page, and we're able to adapt faster and to be able to take what they give us.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, DK Metcalf's going to be a stud this year. We've talked about it every episode so far. I have issues with Chris Carson, being able to be healthy all season.
Right.
If he can stay healthy, I think we got a really, really good shot.
11 or 12 wins. I agree with you, Kevin. I do. I agree with you. A lot's going to ride on number 3.
Yeah.
We're going to have to jump on his back a little bit, but I mean, that's why you're a $35 million quarterback.
Exactly.
You're going to have to tug on Superman's cape. I hope that last year was a wake up call that I got some responsibility in this as well. With that being said, Kevin.
Well, hold on a second.
Well,
I think I also want to add in that, if we can get the ball out of his hand within 3 seconds,
mm-hmm.
that way the pass rush isn't going to be killing him. I think this season could be, like I said, last episode, we could be holding the Lombardi trophy if everything goes right.
Well, and a lot of teams say that, Kevin, but it takes an elite quarterback.
Yes.
To win in the NFL. And we have one of the few.
We have one.
No matter what anybody wants to say. And if if John made the right calls this year in bringing in Everett, bringing in Gabe Jackson, I absolutely think that you're exactly 100% correct. I think that Kerry Hyder Jr. is going to be a huge part of our defense and bring something nasty there.
And I think Weatherspoon, you called it last episode. I mean, his rating last year was outstanding. So I think with Weatherspoon, DJ Reed, I think we got a good shot. I really do like what our team looks like.
And we're bringing some guys back. Don't forget Marquise Blair.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he comes back to do.
The thumper, man.
He's a thumper. So with all that being said, Kevin, I think we should tie a bow on this and put it up on the shelf. I think we did awesome today, Kevin. You have a great week.
You too.
Seattle Fan Sports out.
Peace.